pitch. Lifted deep to center field. That ball is carried. It could go, and it is out of here. Home run, Kyle Neary.
Going home. The pitch is
Oh,
low
what
in
a
the
pitch to
dirt
come
and
on
dunk
ball.
home.
Are you kidding me? And it is.
They're going to
It
send
makes
a
it
runner.
count. Here comes the runner. Oh, they're going to get him on a double play. Beautiful job.
And that one is skied. Deep. Gone. Good afternoon, everybody. Game 3 here at the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic. Mike Gill and Bob Wankel set to bring you all the action here on BFA Sports, as it is the highlight of the Coaches vs. Cancer weekend, as St. Augustine Prep takes on Gloucester Catholic. The Hermits and the Rams, Bob, is highly anticipated. This has become an annual event here at Mainland Regional.
Yeah, you can watch a lot of high school baseball over the next 2.5, 3 months, and you're going to be hard-pressed to find a better matchup than this one. I mean, this is two elite programs, a ton of pedigree, a ton of future college players, and I think we're going to enjoy quite a game here today, as long as the weather cooperates, Mike. This is a little auspicious start here.
A little bit of rain coming down. It's held off for most of the day, but we do have a little bit of rain as this one is about to start here, and we'll get you the lineups for Gloucester Catholic and St. Augustine Prep in just a minute. The Hermits will bat first as the visiting team. Ryan Taylor, the second baseman, will lead off. Jordan Serrano, the left fielder, hits second. Ryan Weingartner at short hits third. Ragsdale in right field hits fourth. Dorsey is in center. He hits fifth. Cole Fry's the DH. He hits sixth. DeMarchi is at first base. He hits seven. Bryce Oliver is the third baseman. He hits eight. And in the catcher spot in the 9-hole, that is Austin Sofran, the St. Augustine Prep Hermits. And their pitcher today is C.J. Fury. There you go, taking a look at the St. Augustine batting order and the defense for Gloucester Catholic.
So you have R.J. Mustaro in left field, Jake Terranova in center, Sal Cerisi in right field, going across left to right.
And pitching today for Gloucester Catholic, Joe Vaccarella, the big right-hander, is set to start things off here at the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic. So Vaccarella, the right-hander, Taylor, the second baseman, the leadoff man, and we have some sun, and the rain seems to be just blowing out of here, man.
Right on time. First pitch, sun peeks out.
Of course, our Game Changer score bug at the top of the screen. You can keep track of this one with the Game Changer app. That one is outside ball. Good game, good weather. Hopefully can come peeking in here to bring you this third game here at the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic, the 10th annual here at Mainland Regional. And the pitch swung on and fouled off the backstop here.
Had a pretty good cut at that one. Fastball sitting lower third there. If he can stay there consistently throughout the course of the game, as we go into the later innings, that'll bode well. Big arm here, and that probably doesn't come as a surprise. You're talking about Gloucester Catholic and the ability to just run out, just outstanding pitching game in, game out. And you see there, swings through it.
Yes, big swing and a miss there by Taylor. Gloucester Catholic 2-1 winner yesterday over Clearview, who lost to Mainland on Friday night in come from behind fashion. The Mustangs beat Clearview, the Pioneers, 9-8. Yesterday, a 2-1 game as Vaccarella's pitch swung on and fouled off the cage, and he's hanging in there with 2 strikes.
Yeah, Clearview coming off a Group 4 South Jersey title last year, and 2 tough games to start. They have a tough one, a walk-off loss on Friday night, and they come back and they play Gloucester Catholic just tooth and nail on Saturday afternoon, and another disappointing result there for them. And it's a good team, and they hit. I know they're a little bit younger this year, but they'll be okay. They'll figure it out. Definitely one of the powers of the Tri-County Conference.
All-speed pitch taken for a ball. And Vaccarella's pitch swung on and missed, and Taylor strikes out to start this game off. So a strikeout for Vaccarella. One away here in the first.
Getting back to it with Gloucester Catholic a little bit, they come out with quite a challenging schedule. Obviously, they have Clearview yesterday, this game here, and then they see Triton on Monday, which know a thing or two about those guys.
Fouled off the back of the screen. Jordan Serrano, the left fielder. Those of you in the South Jersey baseball community will know Bob is the manager of the Triton Mustangs.
And then they come back later in the week, and they have both Kingsway and Williamstown. So that is quite an ambitious schedule to start things off.
Line towards third, over to first, sharply hit, and a nice play as there's quickly 2 away.
Yeah, nice play there. Stays down on it, stays low across the diamond on the throw. Just well executed. Good defense. That play's a lot more difficult than it looks.
Hit that one on the money. Well played. Good positioning. And Weingartner steps to the plate, one of the top players in South Jersey.
Starts them off a little off the plate there. I like the approach, though. Go away, and just see where they're at from an approach standpoint. You see so many young players early in counts. They want to take big hacks. Sometimes there's a tendency to want to do a little too much. Again, in the outer half there. And, you want to just see, what's their approach going to be like? Are they going to be ultra-aggressive early in counts? Are they going to go the other way? And so I like to stay away early in counts if possible, just to kind of see how the hitter's going to react.
Pitches Laced into right field. Weingartner back. It's gone. An opposite field home run as Ryan Weingartner hit it where it's pitched. He delivers it into right center field, and the Hermits quickly take a 1-0 lead off the bat of Ryan Weingartner.
And that is why he is one of the best hitters in South Jersey. You see exactly, like you said, hits it where it was pitched. So many guys are going to want to roll over on that, try to go out to left center, and, man, that is an advanced piece of hitting right there.
So a solo shot from Weingartner gives the Hermits a 1-0 lead.
There's just very few players across the region that are going to be able to take that pitch and do that type of damage with it.
Here's Ragsdale, the right fielder, a left-handed swinger. Vaccarella. Pitch is fouled. It's 1-1. As we settle in here, Vaccarella looked like he was settled in, had a strikeout, a quick ground out to third, and then Weingartner planted one over the right center field fence. Ragsdale now following up. Vaccarella's pitch. Swung on, hit towards third. Wolf with a stop over to first. Pulled him off the bag, and Ragsdale hustling down to first base. What a play by Wolf. He just pulled his first baseman off the base just a little bit.
Yeah, he had to get rid of that in a hurry. You have plus speed coming down the line there. No time to even, set yourself. You have to make that throw instantly, and he did everything he could with it and almost made a heck of a play.
So Wolf makes the stab, the throw off the mark to Woodward just a bit, and the runner reaches base. 1 on, 2 outs here in the top of the first. 1-0 Hermits. Over to first, Vaccarella keeping Ragsdale close. Here's Mason Dorsey, the center fielder. St. Augustine with a plethora of college signees. This is a very deep, loaded franchise school.
It feels
almost
that,
like a
feels
franchise.
That way, doesn't it?
Just handing out contracts. Sign them up. Mason Dorsey, the right-handed swinger. Ragsdale with the lead off first. Back over goes Vaccarella.
I think as you watch this game unfold, one of the things that's going to jump out at you is just the depth up and down the lineup. There's no free outs. Some teams you get to the bottom third of the order and you can kind of just challenge them and you can move through it quickly. I mean, every single at bat in this game is going to be a grind on both sides. So that's one of the more intriguing components about this particular matchup.
Pitch is high. Vaccarella from the stretch delivers. And that one is over. There goes the runner, Ragsdale. Throws it on him on the bag, and he got him. So he tries to take the bag, does Ragsdale, and a perfect throw on the money there from Sirianni. And that will do it for the Hermits here in the first. But not before. Weingartner's solo shot gives them a 1-0 lead. We head to the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Prep here on BFA Sports.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982. As the Hermits get an early 1-0 lead on a solo shot from Ryan Weingartner. And
that'll bring up the Rams for their first look at left-hander C.J. Fury. Going to be Bogart, Leahy, Wolf, Sirianni, Zurici, Woodward, Mustaro, Darius, and Terranova. They will be the 9 facing left-hander C.J. Fury. And the left-hander gets one over for a called strike. Bogart feels like he's been here 10 years.
I'll be saying that tomorrow afternoon.
I don't think he's gotten out in 10 years either.
It feels that way. That's for sure.
He has a tough as out as anyone in South Jersey.
Yeah, one of the things you notice when you play a team like this, and I'll say this about Gloucester Catholic, people talk about, every year they have such supreme talent, but they do the little things well too. They know how to work at bats. They don't give away outs. Everything, I said it in the top of the first, as that one flies out of play there. I mean, it is a grind. It really is. And you kind of just have to hold your breath. And you'll see they fall behind 0-2. They'll foul off pitches. They'll work their way back. I mean, it's just really impressive how they're able to kind of teach appropriate approach, get back into hitters' counts, and do damage when they have an opportunity. Like this is what you see here. It's 0-2 right off the bat. Now we're fouling pitches off, and all of a sudden you're working 6-7 pitches deep, and that adds up over the course of a game.
Right, and you see these guys. I mean, I've only seen Bogart a handful of times. I don't think I've ever seen him swing and miss. It's just he just grinds, as you said, grinds. Fury, the 2-strike pitch, swung on hit towards third. And a quick stab at third base by Oliver. And there's quickly one away.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, you talk about these games in a vacuum and you say, all right, how are we going to approach this team? How are we going to scout them? How are we going to, to take this? But when you look at the schedule over the course of a week and you're playing 4 or 5 games deep and you're playing some of the teams that these guys are, I mean,
Rounded towards second, quickly over to first. Taylor makes the play, quickly 2 away. Go ahead.
Yeah, just talking about pitch efficiency. The ability to get a guy out of a game, especially early in the season. Is a kid going to go 100, 105 early in the year? You don't know. And
right, so, that's a question that's good for you. You coach, you're managing pitching this early in the year, in a tournament in the first weekend of this, magnitude. How long are you riding your guy?
I think it's going to vary coach to coach. I mean, you have a matchup like this, you want to win the game. It's a statement game early in the year, so maybe you press
especially
a little
between
bit,
these two.
Yeah, maybe you press a little bit harder than you otherwise would. I think for me, depending on how much a guy's throwing during the winter.
Ball's laced into left field, but standing and staring at it is Serrano, and quickly 1, 2, 3 in the first go the Rams. We head to the top of the second here at the Coaches versus Cancer Classic. It's 1-0 Hermits.
Hi, I'm Dr. Trina Lisko, a provider here at Premier Orthopedic Associates. I love that we get to watch these athletes play again. There is nothing better than being able to participate in an activity that you love. However, I know that COVID has us all a little less active than we would like, especially if weather conditions don't allow us to get outside and we've been restricted from the gym. Now is the time to consider some cross-training. Consider body-weighted activities, which are my favorite. Do timed interval repetitions with a little rest in between to help keep your heart rate up and activate your cardiovascular system. We can all stay healthy and active during this time. Remember to start slow and work technique before progressing to higher repetitions. Slow and steady will do the job.
Top 2 here. Mike Gill, Bob Wankel, set to bring you the rest of the slate today. St. Augustine and Gloucester Catholic in game number 3 here at the Coaches versus Cancer. We had a little slight rain to start things off here. Got scorebooks all wet, tables are all wet, but the rain has subsided. We got a little bit of sun peeking in. Vaccarella's second inning of work as he faces Dorsey, who's back up after Ragsdale was thrown out stealing, so Dorsey will lead off. It's Dorsey, Fry, and DeMarchi for St. Augustine. Vaccarella's pitch, fouled back off the screen. So we were talking right before the break there about using your pitching and how long you ride them this early and the importance of these games as opposed to league games.
Yeah, you know, we're saying this is a statement game. You want to win it. Maybe you press a little bit harder than you otherwise would, but it varies team to team, you know, and maybe even pitcher to pitcher. Some guys throw a little bit more consistently throughout the winter. Some guys are, you know, they dial back a little bit. You know, I also think it kind of matters how much pitching depth you have. You know, these teams here, I think that they have on both sides a pretty good stable of arms, so they feel like we can get the next guy in. But I think for me, if I circle a number, you know, first time around, it's a little chilly out. You know, 70 to 85 is probably where I'm going to max a guy out. I'd be a little bit more hard pressed, me personally, with what we have, riding guys into the triple digits the first time around, but it can happen.
Vaccarella's pitch swung on, skied towards center field. Terranova eases back on it and makes the catch, one away.
Yeah, it does a nice job there. Good read, drops back, runs with the glove tight to the hip. You know, not
well, you know,
not
Bob,
over the head.
It's funny you say like that, where you know these younger kids are, you know, he's trying to a habit to break is running with your glove up over your head.
Yeah.
You know, realizing that slows you down and almost brings you off balance. Yeah. Run to the spot and then put your glove up. And, you know, I'm sure that's why Terranova's playing center, because he looked like he's well-equipped.
Pretty smooth. The windy day made it look easy, you know.
Big swing and a miss there from the left-hander, Cole Fry. Fry's the DH today, so Fury is the pitcher. Fry is his DH today. A left-handed swinger. Vaccarella delivers, and he struck him out. Two quick outs for Vaccarella. And here's Nick DeMarchi, the first baseman for St. Augustine, the prep. Big right-hander. And the first pitch from Vaccarella swung on, fouled up into the cage.
You know, one of the things you notice on that strikeout there, borderline, right? Could go either way. Not too fat, though, 0-2. And that's a big thing, especially, you know, you're going through a lineup like this and you get ahead on teams and you get ahead on guys. And then sometimes you want to be so efficient. You want to attack so much. You end up being a little too fat, you know, when you have the advantage. And you see there the location, outstanding. It's a tough pitch to hit. Not much you can do with that.
1-1 to DeMarchi. Vaccarella, his pitch is fouled off the screen, and he's ahead 1-2. See the pitch count on the game changer at 26 pitches.
Yeah, if you can keep a 15 pitch per inning pace, I mean, that's about as good as it gets.
The 1-2 from Vaccarella, outside, 2-2. A little too outside for a waste.
There's a fine line. You want to be competitive. You want everything to be competitive.
2-2 pitch hit towards second base. Bogart waits, and he bobbles the ball. And DeMarchi's going to get on base with a Bogart error.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where you have a second to kind of think about it. You know, it doesn't get on you too hot. You kind of have the ability to, you know, bring it in and think to yourself, all right, what am I doing with this? And I think that kind of just looked like he peaked up a little, about a half second too soon there. We'll see if they can take advantage of that now.
Yeah, Bryce Oliver, the third baseman.
I know it feels like for us, you know, whenever we get into a situation where we have that third out or, you know, we feel like we're out of an inning and give that team that extra out, you know what happens on the next pitch, right? It finds a gap.
Especially against teams like this.
Yeah.
And Oliver, that one is over for a called strike, ball and a strike. Bryce Oliver, the third baseman for St. Augustine. Over at first, DeMarchi reached on an error, and Vaccarella snaps one over, trying to catch him napping, or casually taking a lead, if you will. Vaccarella's pitch swung on and missed. Oliver behind in the count now 1-2. This is where the game begins. Eye level, changing, get it up there.
Yeah, you can paint it, but if you keep painting it in the same spot, these guys are good enough that they're going to make the adjustment.
That one's just off the plate. Tried to sneak a little wrinkle up there.
Yeah, I like that pitch.
2-2.
Maybe about 6 inches off the plate there, see if he goes and gets it.
Bring it inside here. And that one's over the heart of the plate towards center field. Terranova makes the grab. One left on base for the Hermits is Terranova with a couple of plays in center field for the Rams. As we head to the bottom of the second, it's 1-0 Hermits on BFA Sports.
It's a perfect day for baseball and the perfect time to call our friends at Perfect Turf to get your yard in championship season form. That's right, Josh Walters and his team, the official landscapers of BFA Sports, are waiting for your call to tell you all about their spring mulch specials. So don't run out, grab those bags, grab the phone, call Josh and his team. They'll swing for the fences and make your yard look like the MVP.
Bottom two here at the Coaches versus Cancer Classic. Mike Gill, Bob Wankel, as we have the Rams coming up with Sirianni, Sirici, Woodward are the three that will come to the plate this inning, facing left-hander C.J. Fury. At a 1-2-3 inning to start things off. And his first pitch is just off the plate, 1-0.
Tell you what, I feel like every 5 minutes we're rotating seasons here. We're dancing back and forth between deep winter and early spring. Wind's picking up here a little bit now. About 7 minutes ago, I was ready to take the jacket off.
Yeah, today's been a tough day to read. 2-0 to Sirianni. Ball's lifted foul, backing out of play. This Mustangs of Mainland hosting the tournament here. They started off Friday night in Northfield over at Birch Grove Park for a couple of night games. Actually, one night game, but 2 games were played there. Fury's pitch is over for a called strike 2. 2-2, C.J. Fury.
Yeah, the ability to go to your off speed there behind in the count, you know, that's going to be key.
Fury pitches low.
You know, sometimes I think we can oversimplify, and you probably listen to me say that and go, oh, you know, obviously or of course, but, you know, sometimes I think you fall into a tendency to say, hey, you know, let's see what he does with it. You come in, you're a little too generous, and you can get yourself into some serious trouble pretty quickly. 3-2
pitch, fouled out of play down New Road. We were talking about this yesterday. You know, all the cars that come down the street, it's like Frogger. You never see a car get hit. It's crazy. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fury, the left-hander, winds, kicks, delivers. And that ball is laced out towards left field, and it's going to hit all the way to the wall. Rolling into second is Sirianni with a double, and the Rams have their first runner of the day on base. A leadoff double for Damon Sirianni.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there. He stays on it just long enough where he's able to kind of hook it fair down the line there. And the thing that I notice, and, you know, I'm a big culture guy. Like, I'm a big vibe guy. What's your energy like? And you see he reaches second base. He looks into the dugout. Guys are fired up, going crazy. And you see that here in this tournament across the board, right? Because these are all elite programs, some of the best teams in South Jersey. But you just that's what I love about this. You get your guys fired up. Everyone's into it. And that's very, very apparent watching the early innings of this game.
Sal Sirici is the right fielder. He's got an RBI situation here as Fury gets into the stretch. Cericci. Nobody out. Fury's pitch. He's going to lay down a bunt. And he bunts it foul. You like the bunt here?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're down early. You want to even the game. You have an opportunity. I'm a big believer in the bunt at the high school level especially. I know it might be a little bit different at the major league level, but you put pressure on defenses. You make them make plays, and, it's amazing across the board how poor of a job some high school programs do at fielding routine plays. We got into trouble yesterday against Delsey. Joe Smith, the Delsey coach, he loves to play small ball. He loves to put pressure on defenses like that, and we mishandled a couple that were pretty costly for us.
Cericci squares. Pitch is high. Mainland, Friday night. Sharkey lays down that bunt and basically wins them the game. I mean, I know it seems trivial, but we saw Atlantic City, Brett Bean, I think, bunt it 3 times in a row against Bridgeton the other day. Ocean City, the 2 runs they scored, I think, came because of a bunt. That ball is inside. Actually, he thinks it hit him. And it looks like John Dubel, the home plate umpire, is going to ask for some help on this.
So without the benefit of replay here, just looking at this in real time, I think that it did hit him, which is why he's miffed. My guess here is he's saying that he offered it.
We have the benefit of
replay.
replay.
Here we go. Beautiful.
Good job, Dave. See Fury's pitch. Ooh,
yeah, I mean, that's exactly what
hit him
happened.
in the back of the elbow.
Now the question becomes, right, does he pull back, and
right, did he get out of the way in time? I mean, there's a lot happening here. And that's tough because it looks like it hit him on the back elbow.
Right.
Which essentially is shielding the umpire. So Cericci still at the plate. See if he shows bunt this time. He does not. And that ball is swung on and missed. And Sal Cericci goes down on strike. So a big turn of events there for Fury, where that runner could have been on first, and instead he picks up a strikeout.
I have a feeling we'll be able to come back to this, but I do want to say, just to finish the thought on the whole bunt thing, I have a lot to say about this. We're talking about one of the better hitters in South Jersey, right? Kid that's hitting in the middle of Gloucester Catholic's order, and he's up there bunting. And he does it, and he's willing to do it. And I feel like that's a big thing. You talk to players, they don't want to give themselves up. They want to go up there. They want to hack. And you see what some of the better teams do. They say, you know what, doesn't matter where you're hitting. We're gonna go up. This is how we're going to play the game. This is how we're going to do it. And,
Bob Woodward is the hitter, first baseman. 0-1. There's the pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Woodward. Sirianni doubled to lead things off. He's on second. Prep defense kind of straight away here. Tight to the line at third. You see Weingartner shaded up the middle. Both middle infielders are kind of tight to the middle. Don't see a whole lot of shifting going on in high school ball.
No, you do not.
You surprised by that the high school hasn't kind of implemented that as much?
No, not really. I mean, listen, you develop scouting reports on certain players. You know what some of their tendencies are, but I don't think that the data points are there quite so much where you're going to live and die by that. And I think that there's also a little bit, playing it safe as a coach. You come out in a shift and you get beat, and everybody at the park's looking at you going, what are you doing,
Flared towards the first base side, off the top of the dugout and out of play. You will see from time to time a right-hander, the second baseman, kind of up the middle.
For sure. I mean, listen, you're going to take a step or two in a given direction. You look at a swing, you read a swing on a fastball, you say, hey, you signal out to your outfielders, like, shade this way, shade that way.
Fury's pitch down and in.
In terms of vacating an entire side of an infield,
we're not quite there yet.
I can be bold at times. I've never been that bold.
The wind picking up here, I'm sure you can hear. Fury gets the sign, kicks, delivers. Pitch is skied high and foul, out of play. C.J. Fury, the Hermit's left-hander. Facing Bob Woodward, the right-handed swinging first baseman. 1 down, runner on second. Here in the second. 1-0 Hermits. The pitch swung on and fouled into the screen.
that's a really good lead there. That secondary lead especially. They have him, they're keeping him honest. He's tight to the bag, but the way that he's able to extend off after the pitcher goes to the plate, you're anticipating a ball in the dirt there. You don't get over to third on the bunt. Now you're trying to find a different way to get there, and it's a very, very aggressive secondary lead here. You can see, there's a cat and mouse game going on in the middle here.
Pitch is outside. Yeah, Sirianni at second with that leadoff double. And Fury is definitely taking notice of him. Fury gets a sign, delivers. Downstairs, ball 4. So a good at bat there by Woodward. You talked about it early in the game, Bob. Grinded that at bat there. Fouled off a couple of pitches until he worked his way on base.
Yeah, it was a quality at bat. Now you start to run up that total a little bit. It comes back to what we were talking about last inning, where how far does a guy have? How many pitches does he have in the chamber, or in the holster, I guess I should say. But I wonder too. I'm looking here. I don't have my roster in front of me here, but with Sirianni catching, I believe we have a pinch runner at second base here.
Now Mustaro, he showed bunt. The ball gets away, and he advances to third. So both runners move up the base on the pass ball.
There you go. That's what we're talking about. You anticipate a ball in the dirt. You're there. Good read. And now you kind of get what you wanted when you weren't able to execute that bunt a couple batters ago.
Yeah, Marziani is running.
Okay.
You are right about that.
And then when you have a roster this deep, you're looking at that dugout right now, and there's got to be 23 guys standing in there right now. Chances are that kid that came in to run isn't just a warm body. He's probably got some wheels.
Popped up towards Weingartner at short, and with this wind, it is kind of knuckling its way, and Weingartner backs it up and makes the catch. 2 away, and that's going to bring up Tate Darius, the DH.
Yeah, I believe he had 2 hits yesterday in Gloucester Catholic's win over Clearview, so he'll look to stay hot here, and it's probably going to take a hit or an error to score these runs. It's a tight backstop back there, not a lot of room.
Not a lot at all. You like that? You like the fact that that's not in play?
I don't. Fortunately, where I coach at Triton, very similar situation. You really have to have the ball take quite a crazy hop and spin around back there in order to score from third.
Takes a big element out of the game.
Takes a lot of pressure off of the catcher. You still got to do your job back there, but you have a little bit of a safety net. You realize it's probably not going to lose a run if it gets by you.
The wind circling here in Linwood. Fury kicks, delivers outside. 1-0 Hermits. Weingartner, a Oppo solo shot back in the first inning. The Rams with 2 in scoring position now, and Darius at the plate. Swung on towards Oliver at third. He bobbles the ball, and he can't regain, and a run comes home.
I say it all the time. You put the ball on the ground, and crazy things happen. That ball kind of just kicked up a little bit more than I think he expected there, and it runs across, and they're in business, looking to take the lead now.
Either that, Bob, or he might have just taken his eye off the ball because it was such a hop right to him. I think he just took for granted that he was going to make the play and then an easy throw. But, we talked about this yesterday. Not only is it early season for the players, it's early season for the field. An April field is a lot different than a, early June game field.
It is. That is definitely true. And that actually could change day to day,
Bunts down.
Look at this.
Terranova gets it down. Fury to first. Not in time. So the bases are loaded now when we turn the order over. So Terranova, the lefty, gets a perfect bunt down. Fury does a great job of getting off the mound, Bob, but just hustling out of the box at a left-handed runner.
Yeah, he did everything he could on that. Terranova gets down the line quickly, and you talk about it. A guy can hit a home run, and I'll say, nice swing, and move on. You talk about a well-placed bunt. That gets me going a little bit, man. That's a run right there. That's the same. That counts just the same as that opposite field shot we saw in the first inning. So that's what these teams do.
Bases loaded and Bogart now. One run across.
You look at the all-conference numbers at the end of the year and extra base hits and home runs and runs batted in, but this is the stuff that wins games, especially when you have two teams that are as good as these two.
So here's Joe Bogart, never an easy out. He lined out to third to start this game off. Leadoff hitter for the Rams, C.J. Fury, the lefty, trying to wiggle out of a jam. He kicks, he delivers, outside, ball 2, 2-0 to the Rams leadoff man. Matt Leahy waits on deck, bases loaded, 2 down here in the second on a windy day in game number 3. Fury delivers, and that one is over for a called strike 1. 2 balls and a strike.
You know, it kind of changes by the minute here, but anything elevated with any exit velocity of significance to left field, ball probably is going to jump out of here, man. I mean, it is blowing straight out.
2-1. Swung on and popped up center, and Dorsey is there, and the Hermits wiggle out of a jam. But 1 run comes across. They leave them loaded here in the second. It's 1-1, Hermits and Rams on BFA Sports.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
All right, top 3 here in Linwood. Rams and Hermits shaping up to be a good one. 1-1. Mike Gill, Bob Wankel. Bob, you'll see this Gloucester Catholic team tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I went down there before the game looking for some talking points from that Gloucester Catholic coaching staff. And I said, "What do you have for me? I'm not looking to scout you guys here. You know, I'm not trying to find out any inside info, but just give me some stuff to talk about." You know, Bill Gore, one of their assistants, he kind of said, "Oh, you know, a couple guys going to college." That's about all I got.
0-2, quickly. Austin Sofran, the Hermits catcher. And he does a really good job behind the plate, handling this staff. Hitting in the 9-hole, the 0-2 pitch outside.
My guess is, too, I mean, listen, I'm more familiar with Gloucester Catholic, you know, being up in Gloucester County where we are, Camden County where we are, but my guess is he can probably swing it a little bit, too, you know.
I remember him last year, and I'm saying I think he actually hit higher in the order. He's actually down lower in the order this year, and he was up, you know, last year he had a big game here. I'll give you the signees here in a second for this prep team as Vaccarella's pitch. St. Augustine, Fury's going to Villanova. Lavari has committed. He's going to Old Dominion. Andrew Gaines is going to Wake Forest. Kyle Neary is headed to Bryant. Brady Small is going to, as a called third strike on the outside part of the plate as the first out of the inning is recorded. Weingartner headed to Purdue. So you have a plethora of guys who are.
Brady Small, actually, a big-time football player, defensive tackle. His father actually is a Triton guy, Triton teacher.
Ryan Taylor, by the way, is going to Penn. So you've got a plethora of guys that are going to play at the next level. C.J. Fury pitching today. He's heading to Villanova, as we mentioned. Top of the order, Ryan Taylor going to Penn.
It's amazing. You read off this list of all these college commitments, and you kind of go, okay, that's nice. You know, a lot of schools would say, if we could get 2 of those in a 3-4 year stretch, they would be happy. You know.
Now I'll ask you. You know, as this pitch is over for a called strike, you're coaching at a public school. You know, the parochials, obviously, people are seeking out to play there, and they're getting some very talented guys. You know, do you see the public schools placing as many guys into, you know, college programs?
You know, I don't know that it's all comparable. I mean, I think when you look at these 2 teams, Bishop Eustis, you know, you know, listen, they're elite level programs. They have a rich history. I mean, you know, for us, if you're a player in Gloucester County, Camden County, and you're an elite level player, you want to go to Bishop Eustis, you want to go to Gloucester Catholic.
Bogart can't get there, base hit for Ryan Taylor.
So you'll see a lot of kids go in that direction. So no, I think that certainly these programs probably put more kids in college. But
I guess the question more is, are you noticing more players going to play at the next level in recent years? Because I feel like, you know, yes, the parochials are getting a lot, but, you know, Mainland's got a bunch of guys going. Ocean City's got, I mean, their whole pitching staff seems like they're going somewhere. It does seem like a lot more players are playing at younger ages and going on to play at college.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, one of the things that we're seeing, a lot more freshmen playing earlier now, right? Like, we have a few. I know a lot of the teams in our division are doing the same. And I think that that's just a product of, you know, some of the travel baseball, more high level, some of the individual coaching. You know, I know the BPC down here is a big deal. You know, and kids are just a little bit more prepared, I think, maybe to make that jump as a 14-year-old to come in and face a 17, 18-year-old than they had been, in, you know, 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Serrano swings through.
But, I mean, you mentioned it. I don't know what's in the water down here, but the pitching is the thing that jumps out at me when you start talking about, you know, some of the schools down in this area.
Vaccarella's pitch is over for a called strike 2. I don't know if it's in the water everywhere. It's just Ocean City.
Just Ocean City, yeah.
Just Ocean City, it seems like. Upper Township, that whole Ocean City sending district. That pitch upstairs.
But you know what I'll say, and I always say this about anybody that talks about schools that run 4 or 5 guys deep, you know, on their staffs. You have to know how to manage them. You have to know how to help their development. You know, it doesn't just happen. High school coaches don't just show up and say, all right, what do I have this year? Let's roll them out there and go. You know, I mean, there's a nuance to it. You have to know how to match your guys up, when to use them.
Full count upstairs, ball 4, first and second. 1 out here. Well, Ocean City has 1 coach for every player, so I think that they should be all right. But that's a testament to the program that
Absolutely.
They have that many people that want to help out. It's not, you know, you make it light of it, but they have so many people helping out over there, good baseball minds and guys, and it's just turned into a spot where you want to play if you're a kid in that area.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You talk about Gloucester Catholic, you know, and some guys will say, like, well, if I had that team, I could win too. Well, there's a reason that this team is what it is, and it has the talent it has. That's a testament to, you know, Dennis and what he's done over, you know, multiple decades and what he's built and the brand, so to speak, that he's built at that school. And the help that he has. I mean, he has good assistants.
It's called strike.
So, you know, if you want to go to the next level, it's a good place to be. And not to say that you can't do that in public schools by any stretch.
Sure.
But, you know.
No, Ocean City's I think, you know, many of those kids could choose to go to Holy Spirit or St. Joe or back to the mound. Vaccarella fields over to third, gets 1, gets the lead out. So a good smart play fielding your position.
And I would guess if you're looking at this live stream and who's tuning in, this is one thing I'll say. You know, I'm sure that there's probably a lot of alums watching this game, you know, former players at both of these schools watching this game right now if they're not here in person. And that's a testament to the culture and the, you know, kind of that sense of family that these elite level programs build over time.
Yeah. Well, you know, this Herman's thing hasn't always been like this. I told you earlier when I played, it wasn't like this St. Augustine program was beating everybody's brains in. They have turned the corner within the last, I would say, 10, 15 years. I mean, it hasn't always been that way. Left-handed swinging Weingartner who hit the solo shot back in the first.
Now, do you notice that with, you know, the other sports, you know, across the board with the school? I mean, I know the football program has been, you know, one of the best in South Jersey.
Play on its second.
Over the last handful of years.
Got a balk
here, yeah.
Pickoff play at second. So the 2 runners advance. Serrano up to third. So you've now got second and okay. The runner at second just disappeared. And that would be Weingartner at second. This is Ragsdale at the plate.
Big spot here.
Big spot. Left-handed swinging Ragsdale. Runners at second and third, 2 down. Vaccarella fouled down the right field side.
The ability to put runs on the board with 2 outs, it has a different vibe. You know, your team gives you a little bit more energy, it gives you a little bit more momentum. You're able to push runs across in spots like this, and for an opponent, it can be tough to swallow. It can kind of be a little bit backbreaking as well.
Vaccarella's pitch. That one just missed. Serrano's at third. It looks like we're going to get a mound visit here. So Vaccarella, they're bringing in the entire infield. Actually, just Bogart. Nope, the middle infield coming in here. I'm wondering if they are changing some of the signs up here. But to answer your previous question, I'm 45 years old, so I guess I'm old now. But St. Augustine, Holy Spirit, those 2 programs in the 90s were not like these world beaters. It wasn't like they were these top programs. They've got people in there that have come in and done a great job at creating that,
No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of curious to see, you bring in the infield there. They weren't drawn in initially. I might have cut out here. I lost my, not sure.
They throw through towards second. We'll see if we can get that tuned up for you. The pitch from Vaccarella inside, and he draws a walk. Bases loaded with Hermits.
All right, I think we're back now.
So Ragsdale draws the walk. And the bases are still loaded with Hermits, and that brings up Mason Dorsey, the center fielder. Flew out to center his first time up. Bases loaded, 1-1's the score. Vaccarella's pitch is skied high into the infield. Vaccarella makes the catch falling down and gets out of the inning. They leave him loaded. Take a look, another look as we head to the break here. First pitch swinging and a major league pop-up.
Nothing's going to be easy on a day like this one with the wind that we're seeing right now. Not exactly how you draw it up, but you don't argue with outs, especially in that spot. It's a huge play and keeps things knotted up here.
1-1's our score. We head to the third here on BFA Sports.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
All right, third inning here. 1-1's our score. Hermits and Rams. Matt Leahy leads things off. Of course, the coaches versus cancer. Mike Gill, Bob Wankel. Bring bringing you all the action here. We'll be here for this one, and then we'll have Kingsway and Washington Township coming up in the final game of the weekend on a windy afternoon this Sunday. Fury fouls one off the screen. CJ Fury heading to Villanova. He's been hanging around the 82-84 mark throughout most of this day, so not an overpowering, but for a lefty, that comes in kind of sneaky. Leahy, the right-handed swinger, facing the lefty Fury. Pitches inside.
Well, I'll tell you what, anything that comes in from the left side can be tough. You can have a lot of success throwing 68 to 72 from the left side. 82, that gets on you a little bit. It's not a look that you're accustomed to seeing. A lot of teams, they're just not going to see that type of velocity coming from the left side very frequently throughout the season. It's tough to kind of replicate that in practice, in batting practice.
Pitch is just off the plate from Fury. CJ's brother Brian also played at St. Augustine. That pitch is off the plate for a ball. Falling behind in the count. Worked the count full has Matt Leahy, the Rams shortstop. Pitch is fouled in and out of the glove of Sofran. Talk about some of the top programs. It seems that the amount of quality programs that have emerged playing baseball down here has just continued to grow as Fury's pitch is hit towards left field. Back to the wall, to the track. It's gone. Leahy.
We talked about the wind a couple minutes ago. That ball was belted. I think that probably jumps out of here even without the wind. I don't think you would chalk that one up to any weather aided.
A solo shot for Matt Leahy, as Bob said. That one was off the bat out of here.
Yeah, he got into that, had a pitch to hit, and he just stayed right on it and drove it. Didn't elevate it a ton. He elevated it plenty enough though.
The Rams take a 2-1 lead on a solo home run from Matt Leahy. Here's Jeremy Wolf. Wow. That one out to the gap and just kept going. From our vantage point, Bob, I was telling you, we're out in center field for the tournament this weekend.
For now.
We might get blown over to left field by the end of over to right field, but sometimes it's hard to read the ball off the bat from the outfield like this. That one was apparent.
Yeah, that's one as an outfielder, you turn, you take one step and say, all right, we'll get the next one.
That ball's flared to right field, coming out on it, and it's going to fall in. Kind of in that little Bermuda Triangle there between Taylor, Ragsdale, and a base hit.
Yeah, the second baseman's the only one that has a remote chance of catching that ball. There's nothing they could do with that. That had eyes right off the bat, and now Gloucester Catholic kind of feeling it, has a little bit of momentum, and they'll look to extend the lead here now.
Damon Suriani, the catcher, steps up with a runner on first base. Nobody out. A solo shot, one across. Fury stares in for the sign, kicks, delivers. Swung on towards third, and just foul.
I feel like the approach is changing here a little bit more aggressive early in counts, a lot of first pitch swinging. Something I'm taking note of.
I can see Gloucester Catholic getting on Doug Stasic saying, you put the Triton coach on the broadcast? I actually recruited them.
Yeah, listen, I like it. I mean, that's the way I would coach it. Sometimes, man, you want to work counts and you want to run up counts if possible, but sometimes the first pitch you see is going to be the best pitch you get. And, I tell guys all the time, like, stay aggressive. I want you to shrink the zone as you get, deeper into the bat and it's in your favor, but you want to go get the first pitch, go get it. As long as you put the right swing on it. You don't want to be defensive. You don't want to take bad swings early, but if you're going to take the appropriate swing, go get them.
Yeah, I feel like there's some that have philosophy. Oh, I don't want you swinging at the first pitch. I want you to be patient. I think it just is fluid. As that ball is laced to the center, Dorsey gets a beat on it, makes the catch, one away.
Some guys will say,
picking up, Bob.
yeah. You're probably sitting at home watching this right now going, these guys keep talking about the wind. It can't
I
be
don't think
bad.
that we need to talk about it. I think they can hear it.
I don't want to belabor the point here or anything, but.
Well, I mean, we are under a tent which is basically getting blown off its haunches right now. Dave Virgilio was trying to help us out over here, keeping us under the tent. It was raining earlier. We needed the tent. Now we just need it to keep us from blowing off this thing. Lays towards short. Weingartner with the backhand, keeps it in front. He's going to keep it in the infield, but no play. So Weingartner keeps that in. But I'll tell you what, if that gets through, you're probably getting a runner to third.
Yeah, I would think so. It's a pretty good jump there on contact, coming hard around, and I do think that that's probably a first to third. Even though, the ball's hit the left field, if it gets through, outfielder coming from right to left there would have to set, turn, make the throw. I think they would have maybe rolled the dice on that one.
Yeah. There's Bob Woodward. The Gloucester Catholic first baseman pitches off the plate. Although in my book here it says Bob Woodward is what I wrote.
I think you can go with your gut on that.
Bob Woodward. Fury kicks downstairs and in. 2-0. Coaches versus Cancer, the 10th annual here at Mainland. Third game of this day, 9th overall. The 10th game will follow this one. It's a tough act to follow. Fury's pitch. Swung on, fouled into the cage.
Yeah, good cut there. Yeah, tough act to follow, no doubt. But I mean, I'll tell you, somebody familiar with the Tri-County Conference. I mean, Kingsway, what Bill Alvaro's done there, over the last couple of years. I mean, he's got that program really rolling right now. One of the better teams in South Jersey. Every time you play them, you're going to have to play one of your best games to beat them.
Good lead at second. Fury steps off. We just talked about how many good programs there are. I think, some of these teams just get lost in the sauce because there's so many good programs. Clearview is another one.
Yeah.
Played here on Friday night. I mean, very impressed with them. Fury stares in for the sign. Foul.
We were talking before the game a little bit about the Olympic Conference versus the Tri-County Conference. And, I went to Triton at the time. They were in the Olympic Conference back in the day. Now they're in the Tri-County. You look at the division that Gloucester Catholic has moved into. They went up this year, and they're with Clearview, Williamstown, Kingsway. I mean, these are big-time programs. You feel like even Timber Creek, is in there with them. A lot of talent at that school, and there's no easy ones there.
Ball swung on and missed, and Fury picks up a much-needed strikeout there. His second strikeout of the day, it's his second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Mustaro. Yeah, and we were talking about what the Cape Atlantic League's doing this year, Bob, is they're playing series. So Mainland's playing Ocean City Monday and Tuesday. You get swept in that series in your division, you're now 2 games back right off the jump there.
Yeah, if you're into drama, it can kind of take some of the drama out of it. I will say this. I mean, the reason you do it is because you have to show depth to be, hey, we're going to put our one up against your one. We're going to put, it's not just we're going to give you our one both times we see you. You've got to do it with multiple guys.
Right.
So, I mean, that's the beauty of it. But, you have a bad week. You have 2 players out because, they have the flu or a pulled hamstring and you're not getting your best shot. I kind of like the idea of playing a team and saying, we'll see you again in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's almost like the Chase Petty rule. It's like, last year Holy Spirit gets stuck facing them early in the season. Then they play him again later in the season. They get him again. Yeah. And now it's, hey, I get to see him once, but then you got to show me somebody else.
You got to beat me with somebody else,
Fury gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Ball is skied into the cage, fouled off. Bob, you look at St. Augustine and the pitching depth they have on a cold day like this, you know, you wonder how many Fury right now is up at 54.
Yeah, and it hasn't been especially with this inning here, it hasn't been an easy 54 or 55 now.
Well, now you're through the lineup. You're coming up on the second time here. Gardner sneaking in. He gets back to his position. That pitch is just outside.
Yeah, and I said it earlier, in the game, if you feel like you have adequate depth, you like how your guys match up against a potential lineup, you're probably going to be a little bit quicker to make that move. But I do think that you look at this weather being what it is, I'd be surprised if we ran this up into the 90s. So, we'll see here.
Fury swung on, fouled, out of play.
As it stands now, he's still averaging less than 20 pitches per inning, which is decent. That's kind of where you want to be. Anything under 20, I think that 12 to 15 is the goal if you're being ultra efficient. But
R.J. Mustaro popped up to short, his first time up. RBI situation here. Wolf at second. Fury trying to get out of his third inning here. That pitch is fouled, backing out of play. It's like a soccer game.
Yeah, you're dressing everybody for this game.
Wow.
If you're in the program, you're on the bench for this game.
Gloucester Catholic's got a JV and freshman team dressed up today. My gosh, good for them. I like it. And they're into it, man. They are into it. Fury's pitch. Swung on and missed, and Fury struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Fury. He leaves 2 on as we head to the fourth. 2-1, Gloucester Catholic on BFA Sports.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
Welcome back here. Don't forget the Coaches versus Cancer. You still have time to donate on Venmo at Mainland Baseball CVC. You see it at the bottom of our screen right there. Hit the donate button on the Venmo at Mainland Baseball CVC. You can donate at any time to help out a great cause on a great weekend here.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about Joe Vaccarello. We got some information here, sitting around 82, maxing out at 86. And
almost laced into right field, by the way, for a base hit from Cole Fry.
We're talking, in between the innings here, and you say to me, where's he going? And I said to you,
I said, is he going anywhere?
He's a freshman.
He's a freshman.
Class of 2025.
Wow.
Amazing. You look at the size, the velocity coming out of the hand. This is special, man.
If you're a freshman and you're pitching in this program, yes, you are. It's impressive. And he's doing a good job with this lineup.
Yeah,
by the way, Bob, in the first inning, you're a freshman. You give him a home run in your first, I'm imagining, varsity game, and he has settled himself right back in here.
Yeah, it's impressive.
That's the composure and the bounce back is what you look for.
Yeah, and imagine what it does for a kid's confidence that a coaching staff like this that has as much experience in big games as it does says, here you go. Go get him. You can do this. You're more than capable of handling this moment.
The way he has bounced back from the home run is even more impressive.
Yeah, and I think for me that's kind of the storyline of this game so far. It hasn't been easy for either pitcher, but they've kind of been able to bounce back after some rough patches. They've worked their way out of jams, and that's kind of what happened with Gloucester Catholic yesterday when they played Clearview. I mean, Clearview put pressure on them, especially early. They worked out of a couple jams. Tanner Nolan, one of the best, I think, in my opinion, one of the best left-handed pitchers in South Jersey. 11 strikeouts yesterday. I believe he went 6 2/3, or 6 2/3 innings. And I mean, that's the sign of a good pitcher. You're not just going to go out and dominate start to finish all the time. You're going to have some road bumps, but can you work your way out of it? And that's what we're seeing here so far.
DeMarchi at the plate. Vaccarella's pitch swung on and missed. Yeah, he's sitting around 82. He's topped out around 86.
Yeah, I'll sign up for 82 from a freshman.
Picks up a big strikeout with the fastball there. Bryce Oliver, the third baseman. Oliver popped to center. Ball's in the dirt and advancing to second. Good base running there by Cole Fry. So Fry, who singled, moves up on the pass ball. And now an RBI situation here for Bryce Oliver. Throw into second base.
And this is one of the things that you see when you play a team like Gloucester Catholic. You can't drop your eyes at second base. I mean, there's a whole series here. There's so many different moves. You're seeing another one here now. The ball goes into center. Good backup. Playing a little bit more shallow. He's on it. And I mean, that's the deal. There's going to be games this season where I would venture a guess to say that they will probably pick up 5 to 7 outs throughout the course of the season on pickoffs at second base.
Vaccarella's pitch swung on and fouled back off the backstop.
And that doesn't just happen. I mean, that's not an instinctual thing. That's something that you have to repeatedly practice. It becomes a centerpiece of what you're doing day in, day out at practice.
Vaccarella.
There's the next one.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, you almost have to spend like a day of practice. The whole day is, okay, that's what we're working on today, is our pickoff plays.
Yeah, I mean, there's a timing element to the entire thing. It's like kind of equated to a quarterback developing a rapport with a receiver. You got to get your timing down. That's sort of how this works as well.
Swing and a miss from Oliver, 1-2. One away here in the fourth. Off-speed pitch into center field, base hit. Right in front is Terranova. He hits the cut, and it's first and third. So the prep in business here in the fourth. There's a sharp single from Bryce Oliver, and that's going to bring up the catcher Austin Sofran, who had a couple of hits in the opener against LaSalle the other day, and has a chance now to drive in a run and tie this game up here.
It's actually a pretty good read at second base. It wasn't that he really had to sit too long, but they were very aggressive defensively in their alignment in center field. Very shallow. He got on it quickly on one hop and really did not have a chance to send the runner there.
And with one out, you've got a chance here to get Sofran, who's a good hitter, an RBI spot with a runner on third. Oliver at first. Falls up and in.
Yeah, and I mean, we were talking about this his first time up. I mean, if you have the opportunity to lengthen out your lineup a little bit, you want to put one of your better hitters in the 9-hole. I mean, traditionally, I know people say, you're going to put your weakest hitter there. I mean, that's not the case. You want to be able to turn that lineup over, put another man on as you get into your 2, 3, 4.
Pitch is over for a called strike. A little off-speed offering from Vaccarella at 67 pitches.
And if you don't do your homework and you don't know your players that you're going against, you say, he's the 9 here. He must be their weakest guy, right? And then what do? You groove first pitch fastball and gets on first base, and that's, you can kind of sneak them in against, coaching staffs and teams that don't do their homework.
Sofran pops one foul out of play. Sofran struck out looking back in the third. 2-2 count. Vaccarella. Pitch is laced towards center field.
This should be interesting.
Terranova with the catch and comes up firing, and it's off the mark. And an RBI sac fly as Cole Fry tags and scores, and an RBI for Austin Sofran.
Take another look here. You know, nice piece of hitting. Goes the other way. Doesn't drive it quite as much as you want to here. Has a pretty good opportunity to get behind the ball and make a throw to the plate, but it just goes up the third base line a little bit. And Fry said there on the tag, actually kind of hesitated. And I don't know if that's because he wanted to see where the ball was going, but I don't know that that was a straight all-out tag there. It looked like there was a little bit of a hesitation.
Right, it was like a delayed tag, and then once he saw that the throw was kind of offline, I think he kind of took off. So Terranova makes the catch at center for the second out, but we're tied at 2 on the RBI sac fly by Sofran. And by the way, Oliver advanced to second on that as well, so good running. That's underrated, that he advances as well. So now he's in scoring position with Ryan Taylor, your leadoff man, up.
Yeah, it could be a potentially huge play here. And there's so many times where, you know, I'll look up and I'll say, you know, we advanced on the front end of the play. What are we doing on the back end of it? And, you know, these are the little things. And, you know, I think it can be a little bit cliche to say it, but the little things do win games. And you're in a situation like this with these two teams. Those are the plays that add up over time.
Fastball up. Ryan Taylor, second baseman, singled and struck out. We're tied at 2-2 in the fourth. Vaccarella kicks inside, over for a called strike. Nope. Inside was the right call at first. I thought I saw Bob Dubel call a strike there, but inside he was right, so we walked him. John Dubel, by the way. John does a great job. Brings up Jordan Serrano, left fielder. We got notes, papers, things flying all
around,
over the place. Yeah. Serrano, big swing and a miss.
And I'll tell you what, you talked about the first inning bearing down and being able to bounce back. And here you go. The first pitch is at the knees. It's beautiful. Changes speeds, lower third again. Now he's ahead. Now can he finish it?
That one's off the plate, nibbling.
I like that, though. I like that approach there. That's a competitive pitch. The hitter has to think about it. It's not a ball out of the hand. You know, maybe you go there and get him to take a bad swing. I like the sequencing so far.
Vaccarella. And that pitch is
painted
right on the outside part of the plate for a called strike 3 as Vaccarella gets out of a little bit of a jam. 1 run across. We are tied at 2. We head to the bottom of the fourth here on BFA Sports.
It's a perfect day for baseball and the perfect time to call our friends at Perfect Turf to get your yard in championship season form. That's right, Josh Walters and his team, the official landscapers of BFA Sports, are waiting for your call to tell you all about their spring mulch specials. So don't run out, grab those bags, grab the phone, call Josh and his team. They'll swing for the fences and make your yard look like the MVP.
Bottom 4, 2-2 our score. Prep and Gloucester Catholic. If I say Prep, Bob, is that automatically register to you, or is that a?
It does.
Is that a
it's made its way. No, it's made its way up 42.
All right.
Yeah, this is a potential momentum swing here. You know, it kind of felt like all the momentum was sort of working against them here, and now Gloucester Catholic. I mean, Vaccarella there. That sequence was about as impressive as it gets. I mean, you just talk about how they work through that at bat and his execution. And we'll see now if the Rams can kind of run with it here a little bit.
Rios leads off, fouls one off. C.J. Fury, it's right around 60 pitches right now, so he's going to get a chance to face the lineup for a third time. If Gabe Kapler was, he would not let them face the lineup for a third time.
Yeah, leave my guy alone. Yeah, come on. It's National League Manager of the Year, Gabe Kapler, you're talking about.
I know. Hey, I was never a Kapler hater. Pitches outside. Not a big analytics guy myself, but.
No. I didn't get that from you.
I respect it. It just, I like the balance. Fouled off towards third. Oliver under it and makes the play. First out of the inning recorded.
I'm trying to remember from last year. I haven't made my way down there. Don't think there's a ton of room down that line, right?
Not a ton, no.
Yeah, it's kind of tough from our vantage point here to see.
I'd say there's about 5 yards over there.
All right.
Terranova, the center fielder, the 9-hole hitter. Inside.
Looks like he got a corner there.
Jake Terranova singled back in the second. 2-2 our score, bottom 4. Ball down low. Yeah, not a lot of foul territory on the bases. And on the outfield, I think there are lines of out of play. So it's not like all the yard is usable here.
Yeah.
That ball is stroked into right field, but right on it, with a beat on it in right, is Ragsdale. And there's quickly 2 away.
Yeah, decent swing there. He had to go down a little bit lower, I think, than he wanted to, and it's kind of, I think, part of the reason that hung up a little bit. But, again, that's about executing pitches. That thing's up, another 3-4 inches, and that's probably a different result there.
Here's Bogart, second baseman. He is lined to third and popped up to center. Fury, if he can get 1-2-3, 1 pitch. Over to second, Taylor to first, and a quick inning here in the fourth. 1-2-3. Go the Rams in the fourth. We head to the fifth. It's 2-2, Hermiton Rams on BFA Sports. Yeah.
The thing I noticed about this field.
Hi, I'm Dr. Trina Lisko, a provider here at Premier Orthopedic Associates. I love that we get to watch these athletes play again. There is nothing better than being able to participate in an activity that you love. However, I know that COVID has us all a little less active than we would like, especially if weather conditions don't allow us to get outside and we've been restricted from the gym. Now is the time to consider some cross-training. Consider body-weighted activities, which are my favorite. Do timed interval repetitions with a little rest in between to help keep your heart rate up and activate your cardiovascular system. We can all stay healthy and active during this time. Remember to start slow and work technique before progressing to higher repetitions. Slow and steady will do the job.
All right, top 5 here. 2-2 is our score. Weingartner leads things off. Weingartner with a big hit in this game. Bobby had a solo homer back in the first, and he has a chance to lead off now here in the fifth. Vaccarella, the freshman.
Let's see what he does here. You give up a home run early on, and a lot of guys will say, we're just not even going to challenge after that. We'll see if he attacks here, a little bit more careful.
Vaccarella's pitch just off.
Staying on the outer half.
Yeah, you got a kid, a freshman facing a kid going to Purdue. Is Weingartner, I believe, is heading to Purdue. Big Ten. That ball's laced down the left field line, and Weingartner, the left fielder takes a tumble, Rustaro, and Weingartner takes advantage of it and rolls into second with a leadoff double. So Ryan Weingartner with a homer and now a double, and the Hermits have a leadoff base runner here in the fifth.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to be in, right? You fall behind 2-0. You know you have a great hitter at the plate. You don't want to put the go-ahead run on with a walk. You know, you're getting into the later stages of the game here. So you want to challenge, but, you know, he comes in there and it's a little bit fat. And, I mean, a hitter like Weingartner is just not going to miss that pitch.
Here's Ragsdale, the lefty. That ball's hit towards center field, a base hit. Terranova comes up on it, gets it in quickly, but coming around to score is Weingartner. It's an RBI single for Ragsdale, and the Hermits take a 3-2 lead here in the fifth.
I'll tell you what, Terranova did a good job getting around that ball and makes a good throw to the cut, and I think we would have had a play there. You know, I don't know that they make that play, but I think it would have been close, and just a bobble on the exchange there, and big run across.
Big RBI there by Ragsdale. And it looks like we're going to get a pitching change here as Vaccarella's day is done. And we'll get a pitching change here in the fifth with a 3-2 game. But Vaccarella, you know, for a freshman facing one of the top lineups in South Jersey, you got to give him credit. He did a really good job.
Yeah, I was really impressed with him. You know, it's not just about velocity. It's about your ability to locate. And, you know, there were a couple missteps, but by and large, I mean, he did a good job locating pitches. We talked about the ability to pitch out of tight spots, and he did that repeatedly in this game, and he's given his team a chance to win. We'll see if they can come in here on the pitching change and kind of hold this thing to one run and see how it plays out. But, you know, if that's your first high school outing in this context against this team, my guess is that you're going to be hearing a lot about this kid over the next 4 years.
Yeah, it looks like the DH, Tate DeReyes, is going to be the new pitcher. So he will have a dual duty now, DH and now pitcher.
Just comes in and enters. That'll close out.
So here in the fifth, there is nobody out and a runner on second. Don't forget, you can donate to the Coaches versus Cancer Classic at any point. There's the Venmo information at the bottom of our screen at Mainland Baseball-CVC. If you want to donate for the Coaches versus Cancer, you can do that through the Venmo link. And it's been a great tournament. Obviously, it started Friday night with 2 games. Cherry Hill played Delsea Friday afternoon, and then Friday night, Clearview and Mainland. That was a walk-off win. Christian Elliott hit a single with the bases loaded to win that game for Mainland. They were down 8-3, came back to win that game 9-8. It's a great way to kind of kick off the Classic. And then, you know, Mainland, last year in this tournament, on the first night, came from behind on a walk-off to beat Cherokee.
Mainland comes from behind, wins games late, important games? I don't know anything about that.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, Mainland, obviously such a high-profile situation with Chase Petty last year, who oddly got traded already. How many times did you see
How about
that?
that? Yeah, you very rarely see that within the first year.
Right? He's now in Cincinnati with the Reds. Got traded for Sonny Gray, but, you know, they come back and win that game on Friday night against Clearview. Bridgeton and Atlantic City, who play in this tournament at 9 o'clock Saturday morning every year. That was a fun game. And then the second game yesterday, Holy Spirit, it's 0-0. And Holy Spirit, I mean, they got a freshman starting on the mound, a freshman playing shortstop, freshman playing right field. I mean, it's just a young team, and they hung in that game.
That's exciting for a coach, you know, when you have that type of talent, or when you have 3-4 freshmen that you're looking at and you say, I can really build my program, our identity, you know, over the next handful of years. It gives you a little extra jump coming to practice, you know, like we really have something here. And so, I mean, you know, if you're Holy Spirit, you got to be excited about that.
So Mason Dorsey, the center fielder, 0 for 2. Slide out to center.
So we had a wild one this morning, right? Hamilton and Highland looked like it was a classic game.
Yeah, and
extra innings.
Hamilton's a baseball town. As much as they are thought of as football, and they are a baseball town. That pitch over for a called strike. They all speed offering, and he gets them looking. So Darius comes in out of the bullpen and gets a big strikeout and a big spot right there for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, try to hold some of that momentum.
Comes a left-hander, Cole Fry. Fry, another one of the arms for St. Augustine. Over to first. Trying to keep Ragsdale honest. Sirianni behind the plate. That ball is just off the plate. 3-2. Hermits had a 1-0 lead on a solo homer by Weingartner, and Weingartner hit a double to lead this inning off. He has scored 2 of the 3 runs. The ball's up.
Be interested to see if they attempt to try to get this runner into scoring position. You know, I don't know if you start the runner here. He's fairly quick to the plate. You have a good arm behind the plate. You know, it's a tough combo here. But you see, there's not a lot of wasted motion here. It's up and go.
One's over for a called strike. Then he got a left-handed batter there, too.
Yeah.
Keep that hole for him on that right side. You play that way? You like to give that lefty swinger a little extra room?
If possible, if he's a guy that's, you know, knows how to use it, you know. If you're dead pull all the time, and, you know, that obviously is a factor.
Two on Fry. The pitch. Downstairs, gets by him. Ragsdale advances.
And don't have to worry about it. That's a tough pitch to handle. I mean, not quite spiked, but
some bullpen action. A lefty warming up for Gloucester Catholic now. That ball is swung on and missed. A big strikeout, so back-to-back strikeouts out of the bullpen as Cole Fry goes down swinging.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if we have a report yet on the velocity here, but this ball looks like it has some life to it coming out of the hand. I mean, this looks like some serious jump here.
DeMarchi is struck out, reached on an error. Ball's up and in, swung through, 0-1.
You know, missing some bats here, so my guess is that, you know, we're working at least probably in the low to mid 80s here with some run on it.
That was a tough one up
These
in
are
there.
Some uncharacteristically awkward looking at bats here. You don't see that very often.
Routed towards short, over to first, and they get out of the jam. So the Hermits get one. They take the lead. As you take a nice play here at short by Leahy. Over to first to end the inning. 3-2 Hermits. We head to the bottom of the 5th here on BFA Sports.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
All right, back here in the fifth, bottom five, it's going to be Leahy, Wolf, and Sirianni for Gloucester Catholic. 3-2, St. Augustine. Fury into his fifth inning of work here. That one's over for a called strike. Matt Leahy, the shortstop, who just ended that inning with a nice play.
Yeah, the pitch count's still manageable here. You know, it's a challenge though, going through a lineup like this for a third time. I mean, you know, we'll see what happens here. My thought would be, you know, you have a guy out there who looks comfortable. He's battling. You know, I like the fact that he's back out here at this point. You know, if it were me, he would be out there.
You got some bullpen action for St. Augustine. Ground ball towards Weingartner in short. Over to first, and makes the play one away quickly here in the fifth.
And that's what a Division I player looks like. You see this on the replay. You know, this is not a clean exchange from the glove to the hand. Little bobble, little hesitation, and for a lot of guys, the play's over at that point. You know, you're not getting them. And I'll be honest with you, that was pretty close. Now that I'm looking at it on replay, but that play's over. You know, but you look at that arm and the dart across the infield there, and he's able to recover.
Ball's laced down the left field line, foul by Jeremy Wolf. Yeah, and I mean, it helps to have, you know, you could tell a Division I arm at shortstop too. I mean, as you mentioned, he didn't field it the way he wanted to, but he's able to recover and then throw a dart. Yeah,
it's actually interesting. I tell you, I don't know if you're familiar with Devin Leary, who played quarterback at Timber Creek, and he's down at North Carolina State now. And just, you know, had this like record-breaking season for them. And I had him when he was young. I guess he was a freshman in high school playing baseball at that point. He was shortstop for us, travel ball. And you know this as a coach. Like, I know you coach summer travel teams and stuff as well. Kid kicks a ball, and you kind of just drop your head as a coach and go, oh, come on. And I'll never forget it. I drop my head, and I hear the glove pop at first base, and we got an out at first. I'm thinking there's no way. I mean, he must have picked this ball up and thrown it across the infield 92 miles an hour.
Taylor over to Marchie, and a quick out, number 2.
And sometimes you just see it at a young age where, you know, it just looks a little different, you know?
Yep. You know, I had a kid that played at Mainland on some of those good Mainland teams that won a state championship. And at 13, I hit him a ground ball, and he fields it, and then he kind of double pumped, and I was like, you know, and then he zipped one over to first, and I said, I think we might be pretty good.
Might have something here.
Nick Drobanek had a gun for an arm. I mean, when you have that extra arm giddy up, that ball's laced towards Weingartner, who looks it in a 1-2-3 inning here in the fifth as we head to the top of the sixth inning. St. Augustine 3, Gloucester Catholic 2 here on BFA Sports.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
All right, Bryce Oliver, Austin Sofran, and Ryan Taylor, 8-9-1. for St. Augustine, who leads at 3-2 here in the 6th inning. Well-played game. Darius' first pitch is over a called strike. He's come out of the bullpen.
That's tough, man. You're not going to do much with that pitch.
Nope, not that one. That's on the outside black, right there. Bang.
You just let that one go by, and then change his speeds. That's tough.
Hey, have you met my Uncle Charlie?
Yeah,
have you?
That's tough, man. That's
an 0-2.
And now you're up there, and you're kind of going, okay, now what?
The 0-2 outside, good waste. Off the plate. Ball and 2 strikes to Bryce Oliver. Singled his last time up. Pitches down and away. 2-2. Oliver and Sofran, and then back to the top of the order. Hermits lead 3-2, trying to tack on a little insurance here. There is some bullpen action for the Hermits last inning. We'll see if Fury goes back out to the mound. That pitch is away. So quickly, Oliver was down 0-2. He's now worked the count full.
Yeah, good job laying off some tough pitches here. Now I'll try to finish.
The 3-2 swung on and fouled out of play. It's a windy Sunday afternoon here in Linwood to open up the baseball season. The 3-2 pitch swung on and missed, and he struck him out. 3rd strikeout already in 4 hitters.
Yeah, came right after him there, challenged him, and was able to beat him with the fastball in the inner half.
Here's Sofran, the catcher.
Now we're talking between innings here, and you're talking about Fransky in L.A. and Fransky working with 4 different guys, and it's going to be tough for him this season. Now I got to know, because you knew what you're getting into with me. You know that I don't shut up. Like, you ask me a question, I'll run with it for 4 minutes. So, how do I compare to, you were working with Mike yesterday, right? You were working with Mike McGarry,
Yeah,
right?
that was the first time I've had worked with Mike.
So Mike likes to talk, but I don't think he's probably quite as verbose as I am, right?
No, he's a writer, as are you, so you guys are storytellers.
He's
right?
a better writer than I am, but yeah.
Both of you guys, have a lot of insight on the subjects, in terms of you coach and see these guys play. You know these programs. Mike knows the programs well. It is definitely it'll be interesting to see how Scott bounces off with 4 different guys. That's not easy. People just you're just calling a game, that's what I said to Bob in the break. I said, well, now you're not going to be able to criticize the guys on the radio. It's not. People act like it's such an easy job, and especially working with different people, you don't know how long they're going to.
Oh, listen, I was a nerd when I was younger. I would play like Madden, and I would turn down the volume and announce over it, and like when I was a kid, this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then you realize you're like, oh, people are actually listening to me do this now. It changes things a little bit.
No one's watching this game. Don't worry.
Nobody's interested in this one.
Fouled off by Sofran. Well, one of the great things that pitches outside for a ball, that BFA has created here is no one's really done high school baseball. And I will say, as much as it's awesome to do high school baseball, a lot of these fields are not equipped to handle broadcast quite yet. So you're kind of makeshifting and working around that as it's a called 3rd strike as Sofran goes down looking, and the 4th strikeout in 5 hitters.
One thing I said I was not going to do today, having to deal with Gloucester Catholic tomorrow. I didn't want to editorialize on them at all. I'm just going to call it like I see it, not really give any opinions about anybody. I would be perfectly fine not seeing this kid tomorrow. I will tell you that,
Darius coming in.
Looking at that pitch count.
4 strikeouts in 5 hitters, and now he's at the top of the order with Ryan Taylor. And that ball, a little excuse me up the first base side. Yeah, that is the one challenge calling these games. Not ideal to be in center field. He's trying to get a read off of things. So if you kind of hear and saying, what are you guys seeing? Well, we're looking at it from a center field angle.
Yeah. No spotters here.
Off the plate. But happy to bring the game to you and get to see some great baseball this weekend. Pitches just off the plate. That's been the thing. We've seen some really good games. We've seen a lot of early season games look like they're in mid-season form.
Yeah, I think that you can attribute that to two different things. I mean, number one, you have good programs here with good coaches, so players are prepared, playing at mid-season level. And then I think you also see that these kids are playing all year round now too. So it's not like we're stepping on the field for the first time, picking up the glove on, March 11th or whenever we started this year.
3-2. Swung on towards third in the hole. Base hit for Ryan Taylor as he had the shortstop kind of lay. He looked like he was heading towards up the middle, and then it was almost like someone was stealing. He was breaking towards second, and the ball was hit kind of right towards where he was. So a 2-out base runner for the Prep.
And it's a little bit different around here now, too. I mean, the amount of talent that's coming out of South Jersey, coming out of New Jersey in general, maybe it's never going to be California, Texas, Florida, some of the states that have the benefit of premium weather all year round. But you see the facilities now that kids are going to and the way that they work. I think that there's been increased focus in the weight room in the off-season conditioning. And I think it's making for a more competitive and complete athlete.
Ball in the dirt. Sirianni quickly picks it back up, and Taylor retreats back to first. It's amazing. We were at the World Series last year. We beat a team from Hawaii and a team from Tallahassee, Florida, and talking to their programs and their coaches, they're trying out for that team all year round. Yeah. And we realized, I said, we've got to compete. I started my winter hitting, in February now. I mean, we have to find an indoor place to go to compete, because a lot of these programs that we were facing, we would see Tallahassee or we see there's a Tri-Valley, California, who was always at that World Series level. They're trying out for that team all year long. And
right.
That's where it's like, if you're not doing that, you're behind.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not playing fall baseball, you're not working out in the winter, you're not lifting, you're conditioning yourself to be at the level you need to be. I mean, you're behind. I mean, because more and more kids are doing that. More and more programs are placing an emphasis on that.
Here's Weingartner, by the way. Big spot after the walk. So it's first and second, 2 down. A couple of strikeouts this inning, but now he's got to deal with Weingartner, one of the top hitters in the Cape Atlantic League and in all of South Jersey. The pitch swung on and missed, and he's quickly ahead in the count. 0-2. Got an 0-2 spot here with Weingartner. Maybe a little fastball up around the eyes.
Yeah, you wonder here, do you challenge? For me, I'm extending the zone. I don't want him to swing at a strike here. Not even a good strike. But you see the way that he's working. I mean, he's pretty aggressive, so we'll see how they approach this.
The 0-2 off the plate. There they go. Runners take off. So they get good jumps, and now they get 60 feet closer. 90, sorry.
And, I mean, you're banking on exactly that there. Hey, this is our best guy. Is he going to get a fastball in this spot? Probably not.
Not, right.
Or we're going to try to extend the zone, or maybe going to bounce something, and it's a good time to take the gamble.
Mike Byloon, good call. As Weingartner fouls one off, 1-2. So second and third, 2 down. Weingartner has homered, doubled, and scored 2 runs, and he's in a big spot here to try to give the Prep a little breathing room. Think Fury comes out the next inning. 1-2, skied high towards center. Terranova's back and makes the grab. It's
huge spot
2
there.
left on.
A huge out.
We head to the 6th. Hermits 3, Rams 2, BFA Sports. Wow.
It's a perfect day for baseball and the perfect time to call our friends at Perfect Turf to get your yard in championship season form. That's right, Josh Walters and his team, the official landscapers of BFA Sports, are waiting for your call to tell you all about their spring mulch specials. So don't run out, grab those bags, grab the phone, call Josh and his team. They'll swing for the fences and make your yard look like the MVP.
Sixth inning here, 3-2. Good game between the Hermits and Rams as expected. And CJ Fury is back out to start the sixth.
Looking ahead a little bit to the second game, I'm interested to see how Kingsway and Washington Township handle the elements here. I feel like we're not just dealing with wind now, we're dealing with diving temperatures as well.
Cerrici swing and a miss. Woodward and Lustaro. Fury will face this sixth inning, the lefty. Sitting at 74 pitches here in the sixth inning. It's a number you like. That ball's hit to the gap towards right center field. It finds a hole and gets all the way to the wall. Dorsey gets it in, but it's a stand-up double to start the second. And Gloucester Catholic has a leadoff base runner on.
Now it'll be interesting. What do you do here? You know, you're trailing. We saw earlier trying to bunt the third. Do we get one here?
There's Bob Woodward now, and we're going to see. I asked if Fury was going to start the inning, Bob, and it looks like he got the start of the inning. Will he get another batter this inning? And it looks like CJ Fury's day is done. So the Hermits are going to go to the bullpen here with a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the sixth and a runner on second. And the call to the pen. We'll get that for you in just a second.
Yeah, he did a really good job, and that's a tough spot to be in when you're trying to make that decision. You know, you have a pitcher. He's been very effective throughout the course of the game. He's handled tight situations well. You know he's probably getting close to the end of the line, but you want to push him. You want to see if he can start the inning clean. Maybe you can squeeze another inning out of him. And then you see the downside of it there. You get a ball gapped, and now you have the tying run in scoring position.
So Andrew Gaines will be the new pitcher for St. Augustine, and he will come in a very interesting situation where he will have a leadoff runner on second. So Gaines, who is another one of the Hermits who is heading to college, he'll pitch at Wake Forest.
It's nice. Tap ACC into the game here.
Here are the signees from the Cape Atlantic League, by the way. Trevor Cohen from Holy Spirit's going to Rutgers. Tommy Finnegan from Ocean City's heading to St. John's. Cam Flukie at Egg Harbor Township's going to Coastal Carolina. CJ Fury from the Prep is going to Villanova. Gaines from the Prep is going to Wake Forest. Lavari is heading to Old Dominion. Duke McCarron from Ocean City is going to Maryland. Cole Mercado from St. Joe's is going to Boston College. Kyle Neary from St. Augustine heading to Bryant. Justin Sweeney from Egg Harbor Township, he's going to Rutgers. Ryan Taylor heading to Penn. Ryan Weingartner's going to Purdue. John Wood, Mount St. Mary. So a bunch of signees around the Cape Atlantic League. And here's one of them, Andrew Gaines. You can donate, by the way, through the Venmo at Mainland Baseball-CVC. You can scan to donate in the right-hand corner if you scan that QR code, or just go to your Venmo app and type in at Mainland Baseball-CVC, and you can donate to the Coaches versus Cancer. The Game Changer app is a handy one for you. And you can see the game changer score bug telling you it's 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Woodward at the plate, Gaines on the mound.
So this is quite a situation here, right? And if I know Gloucester Catholic, I think that the thought would be to try to bunt the runner over. But there's multiple, and it looks like he's showing early, there's multiple factors you consider here. We're facing a dominant arm. Do we have confidence that we can get the runner in from third if we successfully sacrifice
Well, the
him?
Hermits see a bunt coming.
They
They
sure
are
do.
showing already.
So now you see the Rams bench kind of whooping it up a little bit, trying to create some energy.
Remember, Near-Eye, by the way, who is out today, he's one of the better Hermit players. He's got a hamstring. That's why he is not in the Hermits lineup today, for those of you who are wondering, where is Kyle? Showing bunt. Woodward. And that's outside, off the plate. Runner at second. Doubled.
So it should be interesting to see how they play this now. He's up ahead in the count. He's still showing very early.
That is up and away. So Fran gets a new baseball.
Looking ahead, if you do put this runner on and you create a force at third, do you stick with the bunt?
Rustaro's on deck.
Good hitter.
The pitch, up and in, and he walked him.
And that's exactly what we're going to see here. That is now the situation.
So now a force play is set up, Bob, and as you just said, there's a bunt coming here. We'll see. Now, there's a lot that goes into this. If there's a bunt, does third base charge? They're going to run the wheel here. Does he stay home? You asking Gaines to field his position? That's why you got to get the DH out of the game. And he is showing bunt. So
here you go.
There goes the wheel.
Movement.
So they are wheeling. Shortstop over to third. They are bringing Oliver in to field this bunt. You got Gaines on the mound. It looks like he'll have to he's going to have to defend the first base side.
Yeah. And that's what you're telling him, right back at you, first base side. Be ready, be an athlete right off the pitch.
And this time they get the bunt down towards third. Gaines off the mound. He's going to go to
bunt.
first, and it is not in time. So the bases are loaded now. And, man, we have seen a lot of really good bunts, Bob. Take a look at this as he gets it past the mound.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to call a bunt and say, hey, we will give up an out here to move the runners over, but to execute at that level in this spot, I mean, you couldn't roll it out there any better.
Right, he just got it in front of the mound, and Gaines had to get off the mound just far enough that it made it a tough throw.
And listen, that's not luck. I mean, I preach this all the time to our players. You have to do these things right. It's not it's not popped up. It's not a one-hopper back at the mound. I mean, that is perfect execution. And again, you do that every single day. That's a point of emphasis to make that type of play in that situation.
So it looks like we're going to get a runner at second base. This will be a pinch runner, so he is officially in the game. Looks like Fernandez.
So I would think that in this spot, you're playing the infield. Yep, there we go. So the infield's in. You're going to try to cut the run here.
And this is Darius now, who is the DH, and now he's pitching. So he's trying to help himself out. Base is loaded. That one's over. So Gaines finally works ahead in the count. He has been behind a lot of these hitters.
Yeah, I know we're a little later in the lineup here, but I think that Dennis Barth is probably more than comfortable with Darius being the guy at the plate right now.
Yeah, he's probably hitting third in most lineups. Darius, the right-hander, with the bases packed. The pitch from Gaines, and it is swung on and missed. And it's 0-2. So now Gaines is finally up in the count, 0-2. So now the chess match goes the other way.
Yeah.
He can start working with his tool bag here.
Yeah, he kind of climbed the ladder a little bit on that one, beat him with the fastball.
The 0-2 from Gaines. And it is sky high towards left center field. And makes the catch at the wall. Tagging to score from third is Sorici. And the catch by Dorsey is the first out of the inning, but we have tied the game up on a RBI sac fly by Tate Durias.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there. You know, a little bit too much with 2 strikes. Allows Durias to kind of get into one, put a charge into it. Good play out in center field there on a full sprint. Makes a big-time play. And then throw in on the cut. Leaves the runner at second base, so the ability not to advance that tail runner there, critical.
We're tied at 3 on an RBI sac fly. And here comes Terranova, the 9-hole hitter. He is singled and popped out.
Did you watch UNC Duke last night?
I did.
There we go. Now we have, what do we have here? Did hit him?
Hit batter.
Yeah, hit him.
Hit him in the back.
And the reason why I ask that is because it's always nice when you have a game that lives up to the hype, and that is certainly what we are getting here now.
I was sprinkling it around WrestleMania.
Nice.
Stone Cold Steve Austin hasn't wrestled in 19 years. I think he drank a case of beer in the ring last night.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for much of a much better game than this. This is definitely what you kind of expected when you saw this one on the schedule, and here we go. You like drama, you're getting a good game here.
Well, here's Bogart. They got him out in this situation earlier. Can you get him out twice in the same day with bases loaded? Up and in on Bogart, who has lined out, popped out, and grounded out. He came up with the bases loaded back in the second and flew out to center. He's got bases loaded with Rams. Tie game here in the 6th. Gaines gets the sign from Sofran. The kick. And it's over for a called strike, little wrinkle.
Yeah. Going to the off-speed there behind in the count. It's a good pitch, good execution. And, you know, one thing you figure here, you know, just going by tendencies, going by what you know about these players, is that he's going to have to earn this out. You know, it's very unlikely that this hitter here is going to give him this out.
The pitch. And that one is an off-speed pitch.
Fouled
out of play.
That one hung up a little bit in the zone that time. Kind of got away with that one a little bit. So, see, bears down here now.
Woodward's the runner at third. Staro's at second. Terranova is at first. Joe Bogart, the leadoff man. At the plate, Andrew Gaines from the stretch. The pitch. And that ball is laced foul into the Gloucester Catholic dugout.
Go ahead, run on third base. Got our cover over us flying over the place.
Less than ideal weather conditions today.
We mentioned that? Did we talk about that yet?
Somebody needs to build a dome in this area. I think it would work out well. So the count remains 1-2 to Bogart. 3-3 the score.
As long as we're anchored in the back, we'll be all right.
Gaines stares for the sign from Sofran. Bogart, swing and pops one down the first base side, giving chase, and runs out of room. You can see Taylor from second base knows how tough it is to get Bogart out. He was sprinting.
Doing everything he can to try to make that play, yep.
Gaines stares in for the sign. One away here in the 6th. Bases loaded. The pitch. And that ball is off speed and knocked out of play.
Yeah, these are tough pitches, and he's just up there spoiling them.
Yes.
Just wasting away.
It's a great way to put it.
Trying to find a way to get something he can handle here and try to get this run in.
Gaines looking for a ground ball. Bogart looking to put something in play. Gaines pitch. Swung on. Foul down the right field side. You're not going to give me something I like. I'm just going to knock it out of there.
You think we're into pitch 7 here now?
You know, and the big thing here is, Bob, these are strikes, but they're not strikes he likes.
No.
And it's, hey, I know it's a strike, but I don't like it. I'm just going to knock it foul.
Yeah, this isn't just a matter of let me put it in play. I mean, you have the infield drawn in here. You've got to try to drive something here.
And he grounds one towards first, and it's double play.
Man, amazing.
DeMarchi.
Amazing.
catches the line drive and steps on the bag, and the Hermits get out of the inning.
Here we go. It looks like something off speed here on the outer half. He goes the other way with it. It's a good piece of hitting. There's just absolutely nothing you can do about that. Great play. Steps on the bag. They're out of the inning.
The line drive with the infield in, and the double play takes us to the 7th with the score. St. Augustine 3, Gloucester Catholic 3, here on BFA Sports.
Pitch lifted deep to center field. That ball is carried. It could go, and it is out of here. Home run, Kyle Neary.
It's going home. The pitch is
Oh,
low
what
in
a
the
pitch
dirt
to come
and
on.
double.
Whoa. Are you kidding me?
Seventh inning here, tie ball game, Hermits and Rams.
I'll tell you what, this ball's got a shot. This ball
towards us in, gone! Ragsdale, an opposite field solo homer to lead off.
And I mean, that thing got way out of here. I mean, we're sitting out here in center field, and that thing cleared us where we're at. I mean, got to be 25 feet beyond the fence.
That one hit the roof.
Yeah, you can
As
see
you
us
can
out
see
here.
us out here. And that ball, I got to be honest.
My
I
goodness.
mean, off the bat, it just, the wind just carried that baby out of here.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
it was
got into it. He got into it, but
that one was way out.
Man.
And Ragsdale with a solo homer to lead off the 7th and gives the Hermits a 4-3 lead. Off the BFA trailer.
I don't think we gave that thing the proper setup. It was like the game just kind of, we looked up, and it was gone. That's a big-time swing right there.
Well, Terranova, the center fielder, he kind of turned, and it looked as if he thought he had a beat on that.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, not that I don't think it would have been out normally. I think the wind just propelled that to go from like 5 feet out to 25 feet out. I mean, it just got up there and just took off. He hit that opposite field, by the way. I mean, the left-handed swinging Ragsdale, and he just absolutely pushed it into the left center field gap.
Yeah, I mean, both Terranova and Mastera, I think they looked at each other kind of after it dinged off the top of the van out here, or off the carrier out here, and I think they were kind of like, my God, the ball got out by that much?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, the way it came off the bat, I think they thought they had a shot, but once it got into the wind, I think that wind just absolutely pushed it.
Man.
So 4-3's the score. And that pitch is outside. Here's Dorsey. Dorsey is struck out and popped up twice. He popped up to the pitcher earlier with a pitcher. And, by the way, some bullpen action for St. Augustine.
I'll tell you what, you don't see that very often.
And there we go.
Oh, bang, bang play at first. Just gets his foot on the bag to record that out.
So it's a strikeout, 2-3. The Hermits bring up Cole Fry here. Looks like Lavari is warming up. And, of course, Lavari, another one of these hermits that are heading to the next level. Darius' pitch. Slapped foul down the left field line. Pretty sure that's Lavari warming up over there. He is headed to Old Dominion, another great baseball school. You got any Old Dominion, Boston College, Purdue's in your pen?
No, not this year. We like our team. We got some good young players. But no future Big Ten ACC kids. Not right now.
Cole Fry, the left-handed swinger, has struck out twice, singled and scored.
You know, at the expense of stating the obvious here, I mean, it is absolutely critical that, Gloucester Catholic bears down and keeps this at 1 run. When you're facing a kid like Lavari who could be coming to the game here, I mean, every run is absolutely critical. Very, very unlikely that they'll be able to put together a multi-run inning here.
1 down here in the 7th. Swung on, grounded towards first. And foul out of play. Fry, a big lefty. He's the DH. He was hitting for Fury. And now Gaines is in that spot as the pitcher. Fry hits one the opposite field towards left, and Mustaro had a beat on it and makes the grab. I mean, that's like a knuckleball coming at him there, especially with this wind.
He actually had to kind of come across his body there to finish that play.
It's tough enough, Bob, when it's an opposite field off the bat and it looks like it's kind of bending, and then the wind plays a factor here. That brings up DeMarchi.
Yeah, not a great day to be an outfielder, I will say that.
DeMarchi, the
good swing there.
Hermit's first baseman.
Good swing.
Kingsway and Washington Township up next here on BFA Sports. Bob and I will bring you through that one, unless we get blown out of here. Pitch is down and away.
I might have to go to the car for the hand warmers between games here, man.
Good call.
See if I have my gloves in the car or something.
I do have gloves in my car.
I don't know. I might just be getting soft, man. I mean.
Well, I was saying, these guys are the pitchers out here with no undershirt. Come on, man.
You say it's not even cold out here.
I mean, the hands have got to be tough to grip the baseball right now. Swing and a miss from DeMarchi. This would be a big out here for Darius if he can get out of this inning and hold him here.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, the Rams have the heart of their order coming up here in the bottom half, so they'll give their best shot here.
And they're probably going to get Lavari, I would imagine. And that ball's punched foul into the Gloucester Catholic dugout. You are right up on top of things here, too, as the coaching staffs.
Yeah, I don't love that, as a coach. I don't really want to be right on top of the umpire.
Downstairs.
I'm sure the umpires don't love it either, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah. It's I don't know if it's raining or what, but I feel like I just got wet.
Yeah, we're getting some water now. It's kind of coming in sideways.
And that pitch is hit.
That's going to have eyes. That's
to
down.
No man's land out in center field. Terranova picks it up. The left fielder beat Terranova to the ball because he was shaded so far into right field. So DeMarchi advances to second. and a 2-out base runner for Bryce Oliver. Now's the rain. I feel like we're kind of doing play-by-play and on the Weather Channel at the same time. You know, like those Weather Channel guys who are outside just getting blown away.
Well, listen, I don't know how much the wind has been a factor with the gameplay. Maybe that home run, I don't know. Like I said, I think that may have cleared anyway, but now it's getting a little slick out there. We were talking about the turf in the outfield earlier in the game. It's very short, and, you know, you get a little rain on it, you see the footing goes, the ball skids around a little bit, and that's a factor, you know, especially as we get into this next game as well. That's something to think about here. Rain's long enough, it's going to change the way the turf plays.
You're going to put him on, by the way. So Oliver is look like a pinch hitter, by the way, who just got walked.
Now, we had Bill Alvaro stop by here, the Kingsway head coach, and he just handed me his lineup for the next game here. Nice. I'm taking a picture of this thing before it melts or blows away. So.
Look like Near Eye, by the way, who is in the game to run as that ball is skied high towards center. Terranova, boy, he looked like he could have had blew off, but he stuck with it and made the catch to get out of the inning. So good job there by Terranova as we head to the bottom of the 7th. 4-3 Hermits over Rams here on BFA Sports.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
Weingartner on the mound for the Hermits to try to close things out here. So Weingartner is the new pitcher. And that means there is a new shortstop as well. We'll get you that in a second. That looks like Ryan Taylor has moved to short. And Dave Capuccio is out at second base for Taylor. As the sun's out now, kind of, with rain. What is going on here?
Yeah, I just took my roster there, and I took a picture of it, tucked it away. I'm taking the book off the table now. I'm just going to put the phone in the pocket, all the text gone, no notes. We're just going to eyeball this thing from center field.
Bottom 7. So Weingartner on to close for the Hermits. And Matt Leahy leads things off here. So Leahy, Wolf, and Sirianni. Facing Ryan Weingartner. There's a big hit in this game, a homer to lead things off. He had an RBI double. And that pitch is up and away, ball 1. And now it's a beautiful day.
See the sun off in the distance there over the Wells Fargo, it looks like.
Upstairs, ball 2, 2-0.
Now you wouldn't expect to see a super aggressive approach here.
2-0 is outside. Ball 3, 3-0. I would imagine a full take is on here.
Yeah, absolutely. You're doing everything you can, scratching and clawing to try to get a runner on in this spot.
3-0. And that's outside, a 4-pitch walk. So a leadoff walk by Matt Leahy. And here comes Jeremy Wolf. And I guess now the question, you got the 3-hole hitter here. Are you bunting him?
For my money, as somebody that knows this team a little bit, I not to slight anybody else in the lineup, but if he's not their best hitter, he's one of their best hitters. And I don't know, if it's a situation where we're in a tie game, I would maybe think about it. Down a run, it might change things. And he's going to go. He's going to show at least. He pulls back. We'll see now. We'll see if they stick with that.
Wolf is singled, grounded out, and popped out.
Sometimes you just want to make a defense think a little bit. Put it in their mind. It's there. You're going to have to respect this. We'll see what they do.
Weingartner from the stretch. Way upstairs. And he has thrown now 6 straight balls. (2-0). And that's up and away. It's 3 balls and no strikes. So Weingartner struggling to find the zone. Facing Jeremy Wolf, the 3-hitter. Swing and a miss. There goes the runner, and he's in there. So a stolen base by Leahy. It's an interesting count.
No, I think we have the count wrong. I think it was a 2-1 count, and my guess is that was a hit and run.
Gotcha.
Probably why he extended the zone, trying to get a runner in motion, trying to make something happen there, get a first and third going, try to slap the ball through the hole. I think that's what we had on.
I was wondering if they had a hit and run on there, but the count, I was going to say, it's an odd count to hit and run.
I'm looking out. I see what we have here. I'm looking out to the scoreboard, and I think we had a 2-1 count there. So now we're at 2-2.
2-2. All right. Runner at second. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch up and over, and it's now full count. So Leahy at second. Wolf the hitter. Weingartner delivers. And that one's over for a called strike. He got him looking. And there's the first out of the 7th.
Yeah, and that's a huge pitch. The strikeout, ball's not put in play, runner can't advance. You really, really want to try to get that runner along in that spot, and it's an excellent pitch. Catches him, freezes him, and that's a huge first out. Now you're probably going to be a little bit more aggressive at second base with your secondary read. Anything in the dirt, you're probably going to try to be a little bit more aggressive to try to get to third base with less than 2 outs. You almost have to anticipate the ball in the dirt.
Sirianni, the catcher. 1 for 3 today. Weingartner up and in.
Kind of resets himself here a little bit, takes a deep breath.
Weingartner from the stretch, the pitch. And that one's over for a called strike. Two and 1. That one's up and in for a ball. Looks like it's 3 and 1 now.
And this is where, as a hitter, you're really dialing in on one spot. You have a tough pitcher here. You know he's got good stuff, but you have this advantage. You're sitting in one spot here, and if he comes in there, you're looking to do damage.
Weingartner's pitch, and that is hit shallow. Taylor from short all the way out into short right field. He makes that catch. I mean, Taylor's the shortstop, and he goes drifting all the way out behind second into short right field to make that catch, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, it's a great job. There's a lot of shortstops in that situation say no thanks. That's on your side. You can figure that one out. And, he went over there knowing that this win situation being what it is, it's kind of like all hands on deck there. He ends up making the play.
Sal Sirachi. The right fielder has struck out, singled, doubled, and scored a run. The tying run's at second. 4-3. Hermits lead the Rams. Weingartner trying to close things out for the Hermits. And he spins towards second. Retreating back to the bag is Leahy.
Yeah, and that's really more about just trying to make sure that you're keeping him short so that he can't score or, doesn't have as good of a chance to score on a single. Obviously trying to get the runner to third here with 2 outs doesn't really make a big difference, especially with the backstop being what it is. So this is all about just trying to shorten down the lead, make sure that, if there's a single, ball gets through, that he's tight enough where there's going to be a play at the plate.
Pitch is up. 2-0. Cerrici, 2 for 3. The pitch, downstairs and away.
You're talking about Kenny Lavari earlier, right? Like, I know the COVID years got me all messed up. Is he gone? Is he still in school?
He's on the roster.
He's on that roster? Man.
Pretty sure.
I'm not, listen, I'm not familiar with the short teams. I mean, I feel like he's been.
I'll have to take a look at their roster again, but I'm pretty sure he was on that roster. That ball was fouled into the pitch is down and away. He walked him.
We're having that conversation talking about guys, playing more and more as freshmen. And you play some of these teams and you get their lineup and you look at them and you go, this kid's still in high school?
It's Marco, by the way. Lavari.
Ah, all right.
I saw a Lavari on that roster.
I mean, Mike, you're saying he's warm. I'm like, yeah, man, hell yeah. I'm starting to think to myself, I'm like, man.
Well, my eyesight's not so good on the jersey.
No, I'm not.
It looked like 8 was warming up, but
I gotta be honest with you, I just went with you, and then I'm sitting here like 20 seconds ago. I'm just like,
Marco.
He's still around?
Over for a called strike to Woodward. Tying run at second. The leading run's over at first. The winning run, I should say, is over at first. Weingartner's pitch. It's a good pick by you.
What's that?
I said a good pickup by you.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I didn't think anything of it. I'm just kind of sitting here and I'm thinking to myself,
Weingartner kicks, delivers, and that pitch is just off the plate.
It's a tough take. Tough take.
2-2.
I'm looking, trying to figure the count.
The 2-2 pitch. And that one is just outside.
Ooh.
And now
a couple infielders left their feet there looking for that one.
close.
That was 3 there. I have no opinion on that, and I wouldn't, even if I had a little bit better of a shot to the plate. It looked like it might have been out.
Weingartner spins towards second. Leahy back to the bag.
Just trying to see if he's going to leave early there, right? Keep him honest. Maybe catch him being a little too anxious. Runners are off.
There they go, and it's inside. Ooh, he calls it a strike 3.
I'll tell you what, it's hard to be an umpire. I'll say that. That's from here. It looks like it's a close pitch. That's a heck of a game, and just you never like to see it kind of end with a little bit of a pause like that. But nonetheless, great execution on the pitch. Gets the called third, and that's a huge win.
So Weingartner gets Woodward looking to end the game, and the Hermits walk away with a 4-3 win. It was a solo shot from Ragsdale in the top of the 7th to lead the Hermits to the win as they win it 4-3. 1 left to go here at the Coaches versus Cancer Classic, and we will bring you that game between Kingsway and Washington Township, and that is coming up next. Bob, quick thoughts on that one? I mean, we saw a well-pitched, well-played game and really timely hitting. We had a couple of homers, but Ragsdale's homer, the difference.
Yeah, you just see, I mean, this is why these two teams are what they are, and you see how tough they are, how resilient they are, the execution in tight spots, the pressure with people that have their eyes and the attention that's on this game, and it was a heck of a game, and no surprise that it came down to the very end.
All right, and then, of course, quick thoughts coming up next. We got Kingsway and Washington Township. We know this one is going to be the final game of this tournament, and two teams you know pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Washington Township historically has been one of the best programs in South Jersey. There's a ton of talent flowing through there, and you talk about Bill Alvaro and what he's done at Kingsway in a short amount of time, and it's going to be a good game, man.
All right, Gloucester Catholic, St. Augustine in the books. Prep beats Gloucester Catholic 4-3 in the 9th game. The 10th game is coming up next, and we'll have it for you. Stick with us here on BFA Sports. We'll have the 10th and final game coming up in just a few.